So Jurgen, how do you reflect on last season? You came so close, but you won 2 trophies. So what's your initial reflection on the way the season ended?
Very positive about the season, about the things we did. Of course, when you're that close, it would have been nice, but it doesn't hurt anymore or whatever. It hurt in the moment, clear, when we came a bit short in the league and then lost the Champions League final. But honestly, the next day showed us everything we needed to know. The people obviously, and that's what we do, what we are doing. We do it for the people, and the people obviously appreciate a lot what we did over the year. It was a spectacular season with insane amount of points, insane amount of games, all these kind of things. So very, very, very positive reflection. We knew if we would have won both competitions, we know we have to improve, and we have to change here and there. We can't do always the same stuff and hope we will have a better outcome. We need to improve in details, and that's what we would have done if we would have won it, but now of course as well. So it's all good, and we are here recharged and ready to go again.
Can I ask you about Paris? I saw you spoke last week about the incidents outside the ground and family were caught up in the incident. UEFA have announced there's going to be an inquiry. Do you have faith that inquiry will give you the answers that you want and that the fans want?
I think we're getting closer. I think in the first week or so, when I was on holiday, or what you can read, it was like the distance between what happened and what was delivered was quite big. And I thought, okay, because we were not outside, so we didn't know, but we got the information firsthand because all our families had to go exactly through that path. The owners had to go through this, all these kind of things. So if you are not experienced yourself, then you listen to the people you know, and they will tell you the truth. And so that means I know the truth. I know what happened, why it happened. I think you can have a sense that it was definitely not perfectly organized. And what's definitely true as well, we were all lucky that not more happened, because when you have a situation like this and it's not well organized, everything can pretty much happen, or anything, and that's the positive outcome of it. But apart from that, when you talk about the Champions League final, the only thing we should have spoken about after that day was how could we lose the game, or these kind of things. But nobody spoke about that. It was all about how the circumstances around. So I think, yes, it might take time, but it's important that it's clarified. We cannot change it for this day anymore, but we can change it for all other days. And it was a special situation with the rather late, that Paris only knew late that they will host the Champions League final, but I think there was enough time. Saint-Denis, the stadium there, they have a lot of events there that could have been better, and they know it. Meanwhile, it happened a lot of people had to take back what they said before. So our people are behind it and wanna make sure that we really get the full truth in the end, and that would be really helpful for all next events, because people should not be afraid of going to a Champions League final. It should be just in your mind should just be excitement, joy, looking forward to it, and nothing, how can I get into a stadium? So that should not be part of the preparation.
Can I ask you on the pitch now, there's been change at the club. Sadio's left, Mo signed a contract, but you've brought in Luis Diaz in January, Darwin Núñez. There's an evolution going on right now.
Yeah, necessary as well. So we didn't lose only Sadio, we lost Divock Origi as well. We lost Taki Minamino just from the playing squad last year. Some other players might leave as well. So we will see that exactly. But we brought in, Luis in the winter, Darwin now, Fabio now, Calvin now, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting because the boys are fresh, are full of excitement, big eyes, being together with us, so it just changed the dynamic in the group, and I think that's really necessary. I'm now in my 7th season here, so it's important that we just do the same thing again. We have to push ourselves to the next level, and for that you always need a new input, and that's what we got.
And how important was it that Mo signed his contract? And
yeah, very, very important, of course. It's always like this. If it wouldn't have happened, we would have had to deal with that. But I knew early that Mo's wish was to stay. The club wanted him to stay, and then it's just negotiations. And if you do that in other parts of business out there. Nobody is aware of it. You just realize the moment when they are still together. But in football, we all do that in public, and that's why it felt, I think, for people a bit nervy, but it was never for us. So very important signing for us. I always see it like this: if you would have to sign him now from another club, wow, what a player we would get. And now we have him still here, absolutely great. And when you see him here now, he's really happy and he's buzzing about the future with us, and great news.
You signed your contract as well recently to commit to 2026, and that would take to 11 years. Now,
sorry.
Are you a coach that cares about your legacy and when it all ends, when you look back, do you care about legacy? Do you think, you've won the Champions League, you've won a Premier League? Do you look at the next 4 years and think, I want this to happen before I go?
Not really. So I cannot really. It's not that I look at my mind's time and said, we went to. I it's a nice memory that we went to the Bundesliga and that we won the league twice with Dortmund in the cup and stuff like this. That's all nice, but it's not something it's not the first thing I think about when I think about the time at Mainz or Dortmund, and it will not be like this when I think about Liverpool. My target or aim is, of course, to win as much as possible, but in the moment when you leave, to leave the club in the best possible situation. So that's, I think, really important, because that only makes a real legacy. Because one is the thing, if you squeeze everything out of a club and leave, and then somebody has to clean the rubbish, whatever, that's not how it should be. So the club should be in the healthiest position possible. Should have a team which is ready to go for the next chapter, all these kind of things. But that's in the future. In this moment, I'm really happy with the circumstances we have, with the squad we created. It's from an age point of view now really interesting. We can really mix it up. We have quality from the youth side. We have very experienced players, all these kind of things. And this mix, but all of them, and that's the most important thing, are full of determination and desire to make the next step and to win more. And that's what is now really important. But how I say it always, everything we do is based on the past to be ready for the present and prepare the future. So we have to do all of this in once, and I think we're in a good position.
When you look at that future, the next 4 years, do you just see anybody but Man City being your direct challengers? Do you see a team emerging that can challenge you two, because you are so far ahead, or you appear to be?
We're not that far ahead. I mean, that's always a bit of misunderstanding of the points tally you get last season. But we played Chelsea. I don't know how many points more we had as Chelsea. I really don't know. But when we played them, we didn't win one game against them. And that's not because we were bad that day. No, we were really good in these games. But all 90 minutes in the end, with penalty shoot we could win it. But in the 90 minutes we didn't want it. So that just shows you Chelsea is incredibly strong. If you have to look at Tottenham, what they are doing now in the moment, they were good last year and they didn't get worse this year. Arsenal is still there. Man United, obviously, with a new start, these kind of things. So it's always the same. And we changed a little bit, not too much, but City changed more. I don't know. We will see what happens in the next few weeks. But that's how it is. And the basis has to be right. And that's what is right for us. And from there we can go. And I'm not interested in the points we got last year. I'm only interested in the points we can get this season. And I'm positive, really positive about it, really optimistic. But I'm not sure. So we will have to fight. And we will see what the outcome is.
Will this be a strange season because of the World Cup? I mean, it's a mystery how it's going to play out. You've got players that aren't going to the World Cup.
In all parts, it's strange. Not only domestically, internationally as well. So Germany has like a 3-month break. So they stop playing and start playing late January, and we play obviously on Boxing Day again. That means that has an impact in the Champions League, for example. If you are still in the Champions League, then it will be interesting.
You play Carabao Cup 2 days after the World Cup final.
Yeah, really?
What? Yeah, it's 2 or 3 days the next round.
Yeah. So I didn't plan it yet that far, but it's clear that it will be a massive challenge. So what we try to do here now is to prepare as good as possible for the next until November, Then we have a big group going to the World Cup. Depends on how far they will go. Thank God they cannot all go. Thank God, but they cannot all go to the final. A lot of them can go to the semis actually, which is only 3 days less. No, it's not, because it's the same length of the tournament. So it will be tough. And then 1 week later, the boys have to play again. It's really hard. But it's a situation. It's for all of us the same. That's the only good thing about it, in England at least. But in Europe, I don't know. I don't know only exactly about Germany. They have an extremely long break, which is a challenge as well, to pick up then rhythm or something like that. But at least the players at the World Cup have a long enough break. Our players, again, surprise, don't have a real break. Everybody expects them to perform again 1 week after they might have won the World Cup, whoever that will be.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.